Feeling overwhelmed by a chronic diagnosis? Don't let it define you. Join me and learn how you can take control of your treatment, improve your quality of life, and empower your diagnosis. Together, we can beat this. Each week, I'll share a different topic and a free download so you can fast-track your pathway to beat a diagnosis. I'm Conrad Bligh. I've beaten death twice. Now it's your turn. Welcome back. Are you suffering from a severe case of a chronic condition? In the case of heart disease, you may be among the 4.3% of asymptomatic patients or 50% of symptomatic patients who do. Similar statistics prevail across other conditions like cancer and diabetes. In these cases, a person like us is considered incurable. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to die. It's just that your condition is so severe that the modern medical fraternity doesn't have a cure. In future episodes, you'll find out how severe my current condition is and how strongly I advocate for modern medicine and, in fact, all fields of medicine. When you are first diagnosed with a severe case of a certain condition, the first thing that typically surfaces is a case of depression and, along with that, a bucket load of anxiety. I know because I've been there and two things became very evident. Firstly, I didn't know I had a depression until some friends pinpointed my unusual snappiness as something out of the ordinary. Secondly, my therapist could see that I was struggling with the incurable part of my diagnosis. It was during the first few consults that my therapist suggested we try something different. You see, Conrad Bligh is a pen name of mine. The name in my passport and among family and friends, well, that's Paul Cobbin. Conrad and I have been associated for the last 40 years, and I dust him off when I write creatively. Conrad was originally just a bit of fun, and recently he was dusted off yet again as a very effective tool I reflect upon nearly every day to help me with severe heart disease. So, when my therapist suggested we try using some of the key traits of a dissociated identity, I thought, why not? Now let me raise a couple of disclaimers. In my content, I use the identity of Conrad Bligh as an educational edifice, but he's not real. And the end of all my content reflects that with the disclaimer. Nor am I a mental health practitioner. I'm only a patient explaining to other patients how I overcome my severe condition. But let me tell you this, using the key elements of dissociative identities is one of my pathway tools, and it's worked exceptionally well to reposition the severely unwell me to the recovering me, zooming along my pathway to an empowered diagnosis. My wife often jokingly says with a smile, "Where's my husband?" The transition is so profound, my body clock has even changed. Before this current course of action, I was a late nighter and I was seriously grumpy about morning rises. Recently, I'm up every morning at 5 a.m. and asleep by about 8 p.m. And the morning grouch completely disappeared. Talk about a role reversal. So next time you see Conrad Bligh in an episode or at a workshop, know that underneath is the other genuine article, Paul Cobbin, and that every time you see Conrad, you see a real guy who is beating a diagnosis. If you or someone you know is suffering from an incurable condition, have a think about whether key elements of a dissociated identity would work to help beat your diagnosis. If so, why not talk to your mental health professional about whether it's appropriate in this instance? And if so, they'll help you develop the identity you need to beat a diagnosis. Beating a diagnosis for an incurable condition can be rather difficult to get motivated over because you're possibly thinking, what's the point? Initially, I thought the same. In my case, I was given 3 to 5 years and I'm only 57. I'm not ready to toss it in by any stretch of the imagination. The least Conrad Bligh can do is help me live a fulfilling life while not getting dragged down into the depression of a shortened lifespan. On the other hand, Conrad is a fantastic tool to use to empower my diagnosis, and if we can, I'm going to roll back my condition to live long enough to be an embarrassment to my grandchildren. I'm Conrad Bligh. I've beaten death twice. Now it's your turn. I almost forgot. There's a download in the link below and it's free for you. And it's a questionnaire designed to assess the use of a dissociated identity to help manage a chronic condition. Hope it helps you. Talk to you later. See you next episode. Bye.